For centuries, millions of human beings were captured, sold, and forced to live as property. The physical scars of enslavement are easier to see. The psychological wounds, less visible, run deeper and last longer. This is the story of those wounds. How they were inflicted, how they endured, and how they continue to echo across generations. Enslavement wasn't a single traumatic event. It was a system of total domination, constant, unavoidable, and lifelong. Psychologists today describe this as complex trauma, repeated abuse where escape is impossible. Unlike a one-time catastrophe, enslavement meant living every day under the threat of violence, separation, humiliation, or death. The nervous system never rests. This relentless stress reshapes the brain, leading to hypervigilance, emotional numbing, depression, and despair. These weren't weaknesses. They were survival responses. One of the most devastating weapons was identity erasure. People were stripped of their names, languages, spiritual practices, and family histories. They were reduced to commodities. When you are treated as an object long enough, the danger is internalizing the idea that you are less than human. This created profound identity fractures, a split between who they knew themselves to be and who the system said they were. Violence under enslavement was deliberate and public. Whippings and executions were used not just to punish individuals, but to terrify entire communities. Watching someone else be brutalized teaches your brain that resistance equals annihilation. This created a state of constant anticipatory fear. Few traumas cut deeper than forced family separation. Children were sold away from parents and partners were torn apart. When attachments are repeatedly lost through violence, the psyche adapts by guarding against closeness. Love becomes dangerous. Sexual violence was also a normalized feature, particularly for women. Survivors lived with the psychological burden of repeated violation, compounded by the knowledge that their children could be born into the same system. And yet, enslavement did not erase humanity. Across generations, enslaved people developed powerful psychological survival strategies. Spiritual belief, music, storytelling, and community care. These practices didn't mean trauma was absent. They meant people refused to be destroyed by it. Resilience, however, does not cancel suffering. It coexists with it. The abolition of slavery did not end its psychological impact. Trauma did not disappear, adapted. We now know this as intergenerational or historical trauma, transmitted through parenting, stress responses, cultural memory, and even biology. Modern research shows prolonged trauma can alter how our genes express themselves. The body remembers what history tries to forget. Healing from such a deep wound is not just an individual process. It requires truth-telling, historical acknowledgement, and addressing the ongoing systems of inequality. You cannot ask people to heal in the same conditions that wounded them. The psychological trauma of enslavement is not only a story of suffering, it is also a story of endurance, memory, and the ongoing struggle to reclaim wholeness. To understand this trauma is not to dwell in the past. It is to listen so that what was endured is neither denied nor repeated. Thanks for watching.